Hey, good day, good day, good day. Hey, today I think I want to get started by speaking about the Albee Square Mall. The Albee Square Mall was a mall that we had in Brooklyn back in the late 70s, early 80s. And you know what? That was like the hangout. You know, when you're like 14, 15, 16 years old, Albee Square Mall was like the hangout. You know, I'm talking about everybody from all the neighborhoods from Brooklyn met downtown on Fulton Street near Fort Greene, you know what I'm saying, to have a good time, to socialize, to go shopping. The thug got there to scheme on who they can rob. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna speak about the good, the bad, and the ugly about being at that Albee Square Mall. I think about the good about the Albee Square Mall is like when it first opened. When it first opened, it was like, everybody was down there. And I can remember at the time, one of my friends, the late Domino, Curtis Gibbs, he got a job. And he got a job at the Wendy down there. And, here it is, we used to meet up and, get free food, talk to girls. And I'm talking about it was just like clean, natural fun. Back then, I was already messed up because I already had a felony. So even back then, having a felony and another felony charge pending for robbery, I was kind of screwed, man. You talking about like at 16 years old. So those are the things, folks, like when you're young, you're dumb, and you make mistake at a young age, and then shortly after that, even if you want to get your situation, your life together, you go apply for the job, and you already got a felony as a kid. What we're doing, or what I was doing at the present time, I was setting myself up. I was setting myself up and walking down a road of self-destruction at a very, very early age. I'm gonna think about a few other things, like you say, Albee Square Mall. Like, you go down there, everybody was down there. It was a piece that a scene that Haitian Jack made, and he made a statement. It was kind of like a powerful statement. Say, like, when he used to go down to the Albee Square Mall and how, he'd get down there and you got the Fort Greene guys, the Marcy guys, the Fulton Street guys or whatever. And, when they see him, he used to have all his jewelry on with his guys, and they used to come at him. Yo, Jack, is this guy with you? Or Jack, is this guy with you? Listen. First of all, those guys down there, I'm talking about, you got the Nash, you got the D-Wiz, you had 50 Cent, Lil Jamel Bars, and so on. And you had those guys, Hetmo, G-Cash, Hicks and Hines, and let me see who else you had, The Majesty, Natu, Shannon. You know what, listen, man, I don't care who and what you are. If you went down there and you was right, and you looking like free lunch, come on, they don't give a damn whether they were Jack. They didn't care if they were with, Gorilla Monsoon. They didn't care if you was with King Kong. Guess what? Those guys was hungry. And they're going to get you at all costs. So a lot of times right now, is when you listen to people telling a story, guys, come on, man. If you cannot be completely honest, why tell a story? It's not all about making yourself look good for the audience now because there's nobody there to refute it. I can remember a time like me, Brian Glaze Gibbs being in the Albee Square Mall. It was a situation that transpired months prior. And my buddy at the time, when me and him was still close, Allah Justice, he got into a beef with some cat down there in the Albee Square Mall. And when I came along and he told me about it, we went to these guys. And then I had a 45 automatic. And, we went to pushing up the guy to see what the situation was, because at that present time, that was a friend. I don't care who somebody was or what part of group or crew they was with. If you bother my friend, then it become my beef. Then don't get me wrong. We won that day, but probably like a month later, I'm saying these cats, same cats, now the art was against me. So it was about me and probably 10, 15 of these guys. And hold and behold, what these characters did, they chased me, Brian Glaze Gibbs, out of the mall. They was on my ass, saying, whoa, we going through the wall. So I'm telling you the truth, that's what happened. So it's nothing wrong in life. You're gonna have embarrassing moment. You're gonna take loss. You're not gonna always be in charge of a situation. You can't always be in charge of the situation, because once again, what are you gonna do when adversity? The bottom line, I'm outnumbered. What the heck I'm gonna do? I can't do anything, but guess what? Retrieve, come back another day. And the funny part about that was, even the cats, I wound up catching one of them. And when I caught up with one of them, I was leaving this girl house in Farragut. And as I was leaving her house, in that particular building, I was coming down the elevator. And I saw one of the main guys that chased me out of the mall. And it was a few of them. So at that present time, I was strapped. And I'm saying to myself, I can get him. I can go out there, take out, I think I had a 2-shot 38 Derringer. I said, I can take that out, I can hit this cat, right there in the face. And then, something I wasn't feeling warm and fuzzy about. So I just nixed the plan, went back from Farragut, got into a cab, got back to Cypress. And when I went to Cypress, I went up to the roof. And I went up to the roof of Cypress. I took that 38 Derringer out and I fired. First shot came out. No problem. I fire again. Second shot didn't budge. Meaning following my instinct. Because right now I could have found myself in a heck of a situation. Because even though if I would have hit that guy that day, that evening, that night in the hall, guess what? I would have had him. But then again, I didn't have nothing else left. So to me, either, once that you fire that first shot, you gonna spook these guys and they gonna go their separate ways, or you fire that first shot, and if you don't got that second shot, what's gonna happen? And if these guys right and prepare, then what? That could have been the end of my demise. I'm gonna tell you about another situation at the Albee Square Mall. It happened in May of 1986. And, I had went to court that day and I had ran out of court because they was about to indict me for a murder charge. And I got away, ran out, and went down to my lawyer office and strategized. And then, as I thought, it was Friday, I said, what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna, spend time with my family this weekend, and I'm gonna turn myself in on, Monday. That was gonna be May 5th, 86. So anyway, while I'm in the mall, basically shopping, like picking up the things that I'm gonna need to take with me, underwear, sweats, the basic. I ran into Tut and his wife at the time, Deb. And as we in there and we talking about it, and because we had the case that day together, and I ran out. And as me and him talking, I'm telling him, look, man, this is what I decided to do. I decided right now is I'm gonna go ahead and turn myself in and fight the case. So, he go like this, man, nah, man. He said, look, man, they're gonna indict you. They're gonna take you to trial for that murder charge. And, basically everybody felt the worst. When you go into court and you fighting a murder charge or whatever, any charge, guess what? Nobody want to blow trial. So he's telling me like, no, don't do it, man. Run, get out of there, run, man. You got a chance, you're free now, run. Because I don't want you going away doing 25 years to life. So, we in a busy mall on a Friday. I'm talking about people going past, back and forth, suited down, me and him, boo-hooing, crying, grown men, crying in the mall, embracing one another, because he don't want me to turn myself in, and I feel, guess what? I turn myself in, probably get a bail, I can fight it. But you know what, like I say, that's just the difference. That it didn't turn out that way. I wound up getting, turning myself in that Monday. Going through the system, laid up 13 months, 17 days before I finally was acquitted, on that charge. Folks, listen, even as I go down the memory lane of Albee Square Mall, and you just sit back and you think about so many different things that had took place, so many different things that had happened or whatever, and you like, this is an art or whatever. And don't get me wrong, like I say, man, like it was a lot of history in that place. I can tell you another story. It was kind of crazy. I was dating this young lady, and she was down with her girlfriend, and as they were walking through, some guys, there's like 3 guys, one guy stopped and tried to push up on them and, conversate, rap to her. And right now is this guy, he was the type, if a girl didn't, talk back to him or whatever, he want to fight him. He said, look, you think you cute? He said, I'm gonna knock your ass out. So her girlfriend look at him and say, well, I don't think you want to do that. And he said, why? He said, because of, her man who she dating. He said, I don't give a damn about it, man. Then he doubled back, well, who's her man? So the girl told him Glaze. So the guy like, oh man, Glaze my man. And it's kind of strange and kind of crazy, even way back when, the type of relationship that you have with people, on the type of way that you carry yourself. And like, to me, like, any good that came out of me came from my late mother. any good that came out of me. Like, to me, yeah, I was a piece of work. I was the problem. And right now, it had a lot to do with insecurity. It had a lot to do with my behavior, my attitude, my mental illness, my angry management situation. And you know what? When you out there and you're in that type of environment or whatever, and you feel that you in there and you got to be in survival mode, guess what? Guess what? Anything can happen. So even as I take, my journey back to the Albee Square Mall and thinking about the good, the bad, and the ugly, like, here it is. I just wish I had a chance to do it all over again. And even individuals during that time period that I ran into, that I offend, that I hurt, or I wrong, or I disrespect, I did anything to them, I apologize. I apologize for my bad behavior, for my misdeed. Because once again, when you out there, you thinking, what is thinking? And boys and girls, man, woman, that's what we supposed to be doing. We supposed to be thinking, doing critical thinking for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Before we do anything, asking ourselves, what is the outcome going to be? That outcome going to be, good or bad? If we know the outcome going to be bad and it's going to hurt somebody, don't do it. If it's going to offend somebody, don't do it. If it's going to put somebody in an awkward situation in the hospital, in the graveyard, don't do it. Once again, listen, my name is Brian Glaze Gibbs. This is my ministry. Guess what? You see this? Crime doesn't pay. I spent like 16 years in and out of this place, in and out of prison, in and out of jail. For what? I want to be something that I wasn't. Get the opportunity. Take the chance. Order your signed copy of the Beyond Lucky, the Brian Glaze Gibbs story. A true story of change and redemption. I talk about the good. I talk about the black. I talk about the ugly. Email me, Brian, BRIAN, Gibbs, GIBBS, 1201 at yahoo.com. Get your blueprint that will stop your child, my child, the future generation, your nieces, your nephew, your cousins, guys from your neighborhood, people that go to church with you, guys in the Boy Scout. You know what? It will stop them from making that multi-billion-dollar prison system their permanent address. Hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, share. If I can change, anybody can change. Why? Because change comes from within. Thank you for allowing me to share my memories about Albee Square Mall. The mall's not there no more. All right, folks, have a good one.